So the one big issue most people have with banner material is it walks, and the reason why is banner material has a lot of static to it. So as we start printing through here, you'll be able to see the materials bunching up. I believe this is an 18-ounce banner material, so actually it's 13 ounce, so it may bunch up pretty bad. But what we can do, the way the fix is to go around to the back and you feed out a lot of material. And when I say feed out a lot of material, and you'll see what I'm talking about, is literally feed out a lot of material. This is forward wound banner material, so your print side's on top as it comes off. So a lot of people say, well, won't the material get all dirty? No, it won't, because when you feed it out, the back of the material is what's going to be sitting on the floor. So if you notice it getting dirty, then what you can always do is you can slide some paper underneath it. That will protect it, but it will cut down on any type of rippling that you have. Because if you do get head strikes, basically, I mean, it would be bad to do a 20-foot banner material on the last 2 foot, you start getting head strikes. So basically now you've wasted 20 minutes to an hour. So always double check this. The good standard is once you get everything set up, ready to go, it's best to go back to the back and just roll the material out and let it go. We'll start the banner, see what kind of head strikes, see if we get any type of rippling, but if not, I'm still gonna roll the banner material out after a couple of feet. That way I know I'm covered for the rest of my banner. I got a file set up that I just ran, so I'm just gonna rerun the same file. Put my machine into remote, so basically it's ready to go. Hit start, so it'll start printing. It's going to go through its cycle and read everything, and then it's going to start printing. So the biggest thing also with UV printers, do not have any type of flashlight hitting them, because what can actually happen is the light can actually reflect off the material, the head or the platelet, and actually reflect back up into the print head. If that happens, it is UV ink. So UV ink, it's going to cure. If it cures, you're looking at about $3,000 to $5,000 to replace one print head. This machine has 2 print heads. So just a little thing, if you've got bigger UV printers, some of those print heads can be $7,000 to $8,000, and some of those have up to 40 print heads. So be really cautious when you're around a UV press, whether it's a simple roll-to-roll printer or a grand format machine. So basically it's done its setup, now it's going to start printing. And as long as I keep seeing a smiley face, we're okay. What's actually now, I'll bypass it. It was actually warming up the ink. It's the setting that's in the machines. You can actually hit enter and you'll bypass it. It doesn't affect anything. So right now we appear to be doing pretty good. I don't see anything happening. What usually happens is around the pinch rollers, you'll see what I always call a wave. So imagine you're on a beach and the waves come in, how they break. This will be the same thing. They'll hit the pinch rollers and you'll see them kind of break around it. What happens is as that continues to break around it, it'll actually get close enough to where it hits the print head. It can be as much as a scrape, or it can actually be enough to where you get a head strike, and it actually hits the crash bar. If it hits the crash bar, the print's done. You basically got to restart. If it hits very bad, you can actually ruin a print head. Right now it actually is going through really nice, really smooth. If you're going to have any type of issues, it's usually going to happen in the first 18 to 20 inches. And usually that's because you've got 18 to 20 inches from the back of the machine to the actual roll. And actually a lot of times too, you can come back here in the back and you can see any ripples that are going to start. It actually looks like I'm not going to say lucky, but I got pretty good when I loaded it, that I got everything laid down smooth. This material's been sitting here quite a while, so it's acclimated enough so we don't have a lot of static in this office, which is really nice. So you really need to make sure you're monitoring your humidity settings and your air and your heat to make sure that you do eliminate any static. What I am going to do though is when I tell people, if you do start seeing a ripple, the best thing to do is feed your material forward. And as you hear it, you can hear it suctioning off. That's the static that's coming off of that. So what happens is as that static hits, you can create a ripple and it'll actually get your material to walk a little bit. And then as the ripple gets worse, you have a head strike. But if you just feed your material down, basically that's all I do. That way all this material down here, it's already off the roll. There's no static to it. It actually will go through pretty smooth. You got to pay attention to how long your banner is. If you're doing a 40-foot banner, you might want to come over here a couple times and do that. Usually the key is check it every couple minutes. For a 40-foot banner, you might have 20 minutes of print time. So every 5 minutes or so, come over and check it. As the roll starts getting taut again, so basically once you start seeing your roll back up in here, go back over and just roll it back out. And like I said, this is the back of the banner. So you really don't have to worry about getting too much dirt on it. If you do have a shop that's got more dirt than others, then by all means put something underneath it, cardboard, chipboard, corrugated underneath it, and you'll be fine. So those are little things to watch out for when you're loading banner material, and really it's any poly-based product, you can run into these issues.